Shout my hip hop since 1987 niggas. HIPHOPSINCE1987.com.
Hey y'all, so this is Alanna Milan and you are now tuned into my first episode of the Big Business Show on Hip Hop Since 1987. And I actually wanted to have my first episode be about producers because at the end of the day, we won't have the song without the beat, right?
Right.
So my very first guest is Dougie On The Beat, and it's actually pretty cool because if you watch my talk show, Talk to Me, he was my very first guest last April, which is pretty crazy. So
I didn't even know that till just now. That is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. So we've both done a whole lot in a year, you know?
Sure.
So before we start out the conversation, though, I do want to send my condolences to DMX's family. They just put out the news. Rest in peace to a legend. He has inspired a lot of us. And if you want to give a few, you know.
Yeah, that's my man. I ain't gonna lie. R.I.P. DMX. Prayers up to his family. Prayers up to the Rough Riders, Swiss Beats, and all them. That's crazy right there. I came up on him for real.
Yeah, it's a hurt piece. It's like an uncle.
Yeah,
like it's
like
crazy.
Everybody uncle right there.
Right. So rest in peace to DMX for sure. But like I said, you've done a lot in the last year. A lot has changed, Mr. Dougie On The Beat. So
yeah, a lot changed for both of us.
No, seriously, for both of us. And I definitely want to highlight the fact that PTSD won gold.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
Right. And you produce feelings on PTSD. And that's like, you know, so, I mean, in the making of that song, you probably like, did you feel like it was going to blow up or was it just like a vibe? Like,
it's just a vibe. Somebody DM'd me on Instagram and was like, you should redo this beat. Like, and I always just listen to the song. That was my shit already. Jadakiss Still Feel Me was my shit already. Mm-hmm. So when I heard it, I'm like, yeah, let me try to fuck with this. So I sampled it and I sent it to him like, yo, you gotta go crazy on this. He got right on it. And then sent it back probably in like a week or two or something like that.
A week or two? He was on it.
Yeah,
like, he was on it. And that shit blew up. Like, that's actually one of my favorite songs on the project, to be honest with you. So speaking of G Herbo, like, how did that business relationship come about? Was it from feelings or?
Nah, me and him already had a friendship already, like from years ago. Like when we met around like probably either right before or when Ballin' Like I'm Kobe came out. Mm-hmm. And my man Trav, he introduced us to each other. And it was like, yo, like y'all both my little bros, I want y'all to get together. And like for the years we just was linking up. We never did no music until Feelings. Hood Legends. That was the first one. And that was probably like 2 years ago. But before then we just was like, here come to Philly, he got stuff, I'm linking with him. We just like was on that, just busting it up on a regular, just building our relationship up. Right. And everything else just fell in place.
It's crazy. And it's still falling in place. It's actually pretty crazy because your discography is like off the wall. Like, name a few of your favorite tracks that you produced.
Like, one of my favorite ones and it slept on is like the Florida Boy record I did for Ross. Mm-hmm. I got Ross, Kodak, and T-Pain on there. Like, that was like a crazy record for me. And what else? For the shit I got in the tuck, that's like stuff I be liking the most too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1942, of course.
Meek Mill, if
Issues,
you didn't know. Yeah.
Issues by Meek, that was one of my joints too. Save Me. What else? Joints I did for Core, I like them too. Mm-hmm.
Core is a Philly rapper, if you didn't know.
Yeah, fire.
Very fire. Top tier.
And another one I did for O'Malley and Lucci. Like, a lot of people ain't heard it, but it's called Play by the Rules. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really what I like for her.
He said, yeah. So actually, let's talk about the transition from like this being a childhood hobby to working with some of the biggest names. Like, you know, that's like really based on talent, but also based on, you know, the maintenance of relationships, you know? And you started off with DreamChasers, right?
Yeah.
So how would you say that helped your network once you...
I mean, it helped. You mean like industry-wise or like just in the streets, period?
Just in general, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, in general, I started by myself. Like, I just was sending music out. I was working at the studio called Heat Factory a lot. Yeah. So I was in there working a lot. I had Maul Gates. He took me under the wing and showed me how to engineer and all that. So I was doing that. And then everything else I felt in place. Like, I'm a person whereas though it gotta just be organic. I don't be trying to force nothing and stuff like that. So if it ain't there, I ain't really going like push it or nothing like that. Right. It's like everything just be flowing. Everything be natural.
Everything from the heart. Yeah.
That's how everything really be falling in place for me. It just be regular. Like I talk to somebody, we have a conversation, and shit just be falling in place. I couldn't even explain how it should be happening.
Yeah.
It just happened.
It's very organic. I like that actually because I feel like a lot of things in this industry are like based on how it looks. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of makes things forceful because it's like you want to look like this or you want to be singing with this person or seem like this type of person.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of these people be like, end up having fallout and stuff like that because y'all never really liked each other like that to begin with. It was like forced. That's why you can't really force nothing.
Right. And, you know, people just kind of want to be around you for the benefit, honestly. So it's like, you know, somebody think they could benefit off one another now. They bumping heads and it's a little sticky. But talk about that. Like, you're not super, super social. You know what I'm saying? You be working. You feel me? Like,
Like, I probably just start really talking like that probably like when I started doing interviews. I always was quiet. Like, I always been in rooms that been like just in a cut. Like, I'd be in the craziest room with people and just be chilling somewhere, sitting down.
Real sturdy.
Just watching what's going on and observing everything. But I'm just getting out of that shell. Moving out here really made me get out of that because it's like I'm by myself. So it's like I got to talk to people and stuff like that. And your network is your net worth anyway. So I know I got to get better at that instead of saying, cause usually in Philly, I probably have somebody with me like, yo, go say something for me. Like that type of stuff like that. But now it's like I'm forcing myself to do it now. I'm getting out my comfort zone now. I'm walking to people, yo, my name Dougie did. I was in the third. And
because you really never know. I'm like, everybody thinks I'm a people person, but I still be nervous to be a people person. You know, like
I think that's what even when I was younger, I always been like, kind of like nervous to talk to people and stuff like that. But I'm getting out of that though. It's like,
but I think what I was learning from is like when I put myself out there, sometimes a lot of good comes from that. Like if I just walk up to somebody or smile at somebody, that sparks the conversation. I don't know what that person does. They end up doing something that's, you know, privy to what I want to do, whatever the case may be, something we can relate about because I actually put myself out there. So I'm practicing that as well, for sure. And I think that's important, even as an artist, you know, like shooting your shot professionally, emailing Mr. Dougie on the Beat, saying that you need a placement or something of the sort. Like, just putting yourself out there. Don't be scared.
Right, facts.
You know? So, and do you have any tips for, like, people who are watching you? Because people are watching you. Like,
tips I got is stay consistent, use Instagram and network with people, like, and build with who on your level. You ain't got to always chase like the big situations. You gotta build with who on your level. Cause I didn't expect that stuff to come out with me and Corey. I just liked his music.
Right.
So I was sending him beats and it just got there. He just was going up and going up. So you definitely gotta take chances on people and build on your level or lower. Like you think they hot, just fuck with them. Like that's it. Right. You think they hot, reach out to them and fuck with them. You ain't gotta be famous and have a buzz and have a budget. Cause it's like when you chase that big stuff and chase the money, it ain't gonna never happen. Right. When you just do you, create, and let everything come organically, everything is gonna fall in place crazy for you.
And he said something really big, like you said, like you gotta network across. Like anything you gotta do, you gotta network across because, especially a lot of people base that off social media nowadays. You know, like if your social media don't look a certain way, you don't got certain numbers. It's like, you know, like okay, maybe not, but you really have no idea. Like an account that might have 200 something followers might be doing something that you do. You know what I'm saying? Might not be as big, could really be blown up in the next 2 years. You really never know. But you would know if you actually networked across instead of trying to network up. Because at the end of the day, I feel like when you network up, them people kind of already, they did it. They know who they need to know already. You feel me?
And
so it's
they,
like
they looking like they're not gonna make you a priority.
Exactly.
And you on the up and coming, so you gotta mess with who gonna make you a priority or look at you like that.
Yeah.
Expect you on that level.
Right. And do you see yourself doing anything like in another sector of music, like business wise? Like would you have like a production company or something?
Yeah, I got a production company. I got some producers and all that, but I just be rolling stuff out like quietly and slowly because I'm still like learning things and how to maneuver with stuff. But I definitely got some producers and I'm working on different business ventures and stuff like that too. Are
you looking for people like for your production company?
Yeah, I'm taking it slow though. Like right now, I'm looking for like probably 3 or 4 right now. So I build a staff around me that can help me really deal with them on an everyday basis and stuff like that. Because I can't do all that by myself and just like work on my career at the same time. It's gonna be a lot. Like
way too much. But you ever thought about having an intern?
I didn't. Because I don't know how that worked. But I definitely would do it though.
Y'all look into that. Interns help out. I used to like being an intern just a little bit, but like. let's talk
What do
about
interns
that.
do though?
They just basically, so say I wanted to be your intern. All I'm doing is understudying what you do or like something related to what you do. So like you have a production company. I could be your marketing intern, your social media intern, like something specific that you need me to do for your company for experience. A lot of the time it's for college credit. You would be able to do that as a process, but it's not that hard. But whatever the case is, you could just get college students who are looking to do something in music or whatever the case is. They hungry.
See, I didn't know that. I would
They
do that.
want that. Yeah. I was that. Well, let's talk about that for a second because I feel like a big theme in music right now, like when you're coming up and it's like you got to pay your dues. You got to do free work. You got to do pro bono work. You got to put yourself out there.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And I get that. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like we have the internet now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I feel that's only if you don't got nothing going on. Like on the real, if you ain't got nothing going on, you gonna have to study. I was doing shit for free in the beginning for sure. Like I was doing a lot of shit for free, just giving shit out. Niggas making money off my shit. I ain't getting nothing. I learned a game now. I didn't know that, but it's like it's the risk that I took that still helped my shit elevate.
You still learn, and that's what I was about to say. Like, I know we have the internet now. Like, you can make money off your phone. You can do all of these things and prove that you can do all these things because we have the ability to have like a online portfolio. People can see it.
Yeah, you gotta take calculated risk. You gotta be like, all right, I do this for free. I know this gonna happen in the long run. Like,
exactly.
That type of shit like that.
But I still think like interning is important. Like, for example, I had a few internships and I feel like at least one of them was pretty pointless, you know, like, but I actually still took away from it. I took organizational skills away from it. You know, like I transcribed, I did all types of stuff I never thought I had to do that I have to do now in my career. So it's like, you know, the free work is really not that bad in music. Even as like I was talking to somebody that does what you do, and he said that, like, you know, in the beginning, he basically like would give niggas work, you're not paying them for it, whatever the case may be. But now he gets paid. So it's like, okay, the transition is crazy. And I feel like you do gotta pay your dues. Like, that's just a tip, because I see that a lot nowadays. And
yeah, like, cause you don't want, like, as a producer, I see a lot of producers, they'll say something like, all right, say a big artist, find them and they'll be like, send me some beats. Like, you never want to say, what's your budget, or you asking for money and all that, because first, artists don't even cut the budgets, the labels do, for the most part. So when stuff like that happen, and you don't want to rub nobody the wrong way.
Man, he put me on game. I'm still learning about production and all of that, beat making.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. Like, it's so many ways, though.
Do you have any, I guess, influences from being, you know, like, because you've been a producer for a while, so.
Yeah, my main influence that really influenced my whole sound was Boy Wonder. And I like Kanye West, Just Blaze.
It's crazy because I hear all that. Like, you know, like, I hear it. Yeah, like.
Yeah, my influences is really my, like, influences.
And one thing I noticed about you, right? You produce a lot of hip-hop music, but you like R&B.
Yeah, I love R&B.
Yeah, like.
And I be trying to make some R&B, but I just don't know that many R&B artists and stuff like that. Like, my main, like, network right now is rappers, for real. Yeah. But once R&B start coming my way, I probably don't stop making rap beats. That shit's starting to get kind of boring to me.
He's trying to hop in his uncle bag. So I'm like, he talking about real bread. Nah, but for real, like, name a few of your, like, classic R&B albums.
Classic R&B albums?
Or artists.
Luther Vandross. That's my man, for real. I like Keith Sweat, Tyrese. Who else? SWV. I like Chrisette Michelle, Keisha Cole for sure. And Mint Condition, Boys the Men. Like shit like that. I like that.
He be in his bag.
Yeah, that'd be my vibe. Like, I got you. If I go through my phone, look at my music, it's mostly R&B. I barely listen to rap music.
That's crazy. Like, and I hear a lot of people say that. Like, even rappers, like, they'll be like, yeah, I rap, but like, I be listening to XYZ, and I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't listen to no rap music. Like, I be in the crib listening to all R&B and shit like that.
Yeah, I think I'm a gangster, so I be listening to trap all day. I be trying to balance it out. Send me some playlists. Just, you know. I listen to a lot of Jasmine Sullivan. I ain't gonna say that. Shout out to Philly.
Yeah, Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah, came up on Jasmine, and she just like never disappoints me. So shout out to her, basically. But so this is my thing, right? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because in the last year, so much like popped off. You got a plaque and all that. Like, so what do you see in the next 5 years? Like, what's the undying, legendary collaboration? Like, what you see?
Like, next 5 years, I see me and Drake doing something.
I can see that.
I see more platinum plaques, and just I'm gonna be in the top 10 producers, shit like that. I'm definitely gonna have something like that.
Like Scott Sports Vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all
and
heard
I'm
him
gonna
though.
put my own project out, like on some college shit, but I ain't gonna be on the track yelling. It's just gonna be, I'll probably be in the cut. And get my little cut scene here. Everybody, I just put the records together. Like, I want this artist on this beat. I'm gonna be on that tip for sure.
Dougie on the beat.
Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna
nah, tape would be fire.
Yeah.
Nah.
Cause I got so much unreleased shit, like it's crazy. I got enough to put at least like probably 3-4 tapes out. Who would you put on the tape? Name like 5 people. I put Meek on there for sure.
Off Brit.
I put ESTG on there. I like ESTG.
Yeah, he hard.
I put
he be talking that shit for sure.
I put Core on there. And who else I put on there?
2
I
more.
put Vori on there.
He hard.
And my last one, I put Lil Baby on there.
Okay,
oh my God, and Lil Durk. Lil Baby and Lil Durk.
You got add the bonus, Dougie OTB got that shit on lock for sure. Like, for sure. I would say, like, what exactly is your, like, end goal with music? Like, do you always want to be in music? Do you want to transition into, like, doing, like, commercials and shit like that? Or is, like, music your thing? Like,
music my thing, but I'm open to, like, doing other stuff. So I just, for real, like, I don't have a end goal when it comes to music, because I feel like I'm gonna do it. Yeah. As long as I love it, I'm gonna keep doing it. But as far as like making it a hobby versus making it a career, I know I'm gonna be doing other stuff, like as far as different business ventures and stuff like that, real estate and all that type of shit. So that's where I'm gonna be at with it.
Yeah, it's duffel. Talking about real estate, I need to flip some houses too, for sure. But I feel like music is, if you want to work in it, you know, like whether you're an artist, journalist, like doesn't matter. You cannot do this for the love of the money.
Right, you really
the
can.
money is going to drive you crazy. You got to do it from the bottom of your heart.
But that shit, like, you never know. Like, that shit might come slow.
It might
you doing
come
it for
fast.
money, you trying to chase money. It's like, when you doing it for money, it's going to be like, damn, the money never coming. When you just doing it out of love, like, time will be flying. Time goes slow when you like, I'm trying to get this money, because it's going to be dragging and dragging. You're going to just keep wondering where the money at. You can't do that.
I had to talk to myself about that. Because I used to be, like, so stressed about it. Like, oh, like, I'm really not getting paid and I'm doing all this work. And, like, that mindset slowed me down.
Yeah.
So when
I had a phase like that, like, a year or two ago. Like, I just was, like, out of it. Like, I was getting stopped and all that. Like, I was just on some shit. Like, I'm like, man, fuck this shit and all that. But then one day I just was, like, sitting in the crib. I was by myself and I'm like, I could do this. Like, I'm going to have to step up and handle a lot. Like, I got a lot of my press done and all that just from reaching out to journalists and stuff like that and building relationships. So I really was my own PR. I was my own manager, doing all that type of stuff. Like, I was doing all that. And I fell in love with the process of that. So now it's like I ain't tripping over the business side of things no more.
Right, because you're doing it for the love of it.
Yeah.
And, yeah, like, my experience is just, like, because, you know, like, when you go to college, it's all this pressure to get out of school and get a job and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But, like, then I'm going into a market in the middle of a pandemic, a recession. Like, I ain't finding no real job yet. Like, it ain't happening. So I had to make it work. And like I said, once I started stressing about it, it started coming. But also, fuck the money coming, the portfolio started piling up. Because I'm, like, not worried about the extra shit that's slowing me down. I'm just working. Like, because I want to.
Yeah, you just working, that shit be coming in by the flood. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of money in this shit. You just got to know what you're doing. Like, you just got to be patient and just keep going. Like, for sure. Who are your favorite artists right now?
My favorite artists right now, I be listening to Vori, ESCJ, Lil Baby, Dirt.
All the niggas you gonna put on the tape.
Yeah, that's why I be listening. That's why I be having a heavy rotation.
Yeah, I gotta listen to a little more ESTG. Where you from? New York?
I think you from Kentucky.
I'm talking about New York, Kentucky. Kentucky. I never been there. I'm interested, but I think my favorite right now, I'm gonna always say G Herbo. Like off rip, like he always top five.
Yeah, Herb automatic. That's why I didn't even say Herb name, but Herb automatic.
Automatic, like you don't even gotta name him. Yo, no, it was this fucking tweet, and it was like, y'all gotta stop like getting all the rappers out of here because I won't be stuck with G Herbo. And he tweeted it. He was like, yo, count your days. I was screaming like, don't play my man like
that. Be sleeping on him, like he really fired.
He be snapping, like
you know how people is. Like people go with whatever the like narrative is that a lot of people put out, they roll with that, like all the offbeat shit and all that.
Yo.
I'm like, bro, I ain't rap on no offbeat shit since I don't even know when. Like he turned up right now.
I was about to say he be on Beat the Me. I don't know what they. I can't.
People that be saying that don't even be listening to his music. Like they just be.
They referring to some old shit. Yeah. Nah, speaking of like following the narrative, I saw an artist. Her name is Chica. I don't know who she signed to. She was on her Twitter and she was basically talking about how like the narrative of what we consume, you know what I'm saying, is what the labels pick up to. So if we like it, that's what they pushing.
Yeah, like the people opinions matter way more than the labels, because it's like, all right, like that's why I don't believe in blackballing somebody. At the end of the day, if the people love you, and a whole bunch of people love you, the label's gonna get you regardless. Right. They're not turning down no money. They don't care who said.
It's a business.
Don't mess with him. No, they don't care about none of that. They trying to get some money. That's what they in it for.
Cash grab. Yeah, that was actually crazy that she said that. But I feel like that's like anything in life, not just music. Like if people was like, if it's a big enough crowd of people and they all like, yeah, everybody don't really think for themselves nowadays, and I think that's like the big problem. Like,
yeah, they really don't. It's like, if something hot, everybody, like, it's just all about following trends, keeping up with trends. That's what everybody be on. Well, not everybody, but the majority of people.
Majority, exactly. Yeah. I don't follow no trends. I'm myself.
Right.
I can't. I literally can't. Like, it's not no bone in my body. I can't keep up. Right. Because it's not... That slow me down, too.
Yeah, if you keep following trends, you're going to always be behind. That's why you got to just do your...
Exactly. That'll slow me down, too. Always worry about, like, how I seem... to people, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, like, God forbid I don't wake up tomorrow. I'm not about to waste my last day thinking about how I look to somebody, how I made somebody feel because they didn't like what I said on the camera or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta keep going, and that's like another thing, because the bigger you get a lot of critics, and like that's another thing I wanted to talk about too, because like I kind of feel like, if you don't got nobody saying nothing bad about you, you ain't doing something right. Because it's always going to be that group of people that's
I feel like people should take criticism from people they respect and people that they know is coming from their heart. Like, not them people on Instagram that be all trolling the comments. And I feel like people shouldn't even pay them no mind. Like, when I be saying little stuff, I be like, that's if I even see it. Like, I don't be like, it's like, who are you anyway to be saying anything?
No, seriously, like, and that's why I kind of
be from Philly, you know, coming up, people be saying crazy stuff to you, like, right. So that should be like nothing when you see that.
And that's like, the climate of where we from. We say shit like that when we playing, so it's like, all right. So that I'm not worried. Like, that wouldn't eat me up, but I be feeling bad when I be seeing like people respond, and it's like, you know, when you sign up for this, you kind of invited the world to you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn how to get them out as well. Right. And that's like. One thing I wanted to know if you were experiencing, like, do you be having like random accounts saying random shit to you, or like
people be trying to do anything to get a reaction. Like they be saying the create, like somebody wrote on my live the other day was like they were just trying to get my attention. So they wrote something like, "Yo, you need to stop" or something like that. I had a beat playing, basically saying like, "Stop making this shit," something like that. They said, "Psych, no, big bro, this fire." I said something too. I'm like, damn. I might as well just stop making beats, huh? He said, "No, psych, no, big bro, this beat fire."
Just wanted some attention.
Yeah, like a lot of people be wanting attention, so they'll just be saying all type of stuff just to get everybody else to see them, to get followers. Like, people really, like, attention is like the number one drug right now. So people will do anything for attention. Like, even if that mean saying harsh things that hurt people's feelings and stuff like that, they really would take it there.
Just to get a reaction, which is crazy. That's why the internet is like pretty crazy, and the internet is pretty overwhelming too. Like,
yeah, sometimes I be having days where I just be like, don't even look at it, because
a
lot of people will realize the problems that they think they have, they don't really have. They just put up on the internet shit like that, and they even with the violence, like the violence crazy, but I be seeing people say stuff like, "Oh, we living in our last days" and stuff. I'm like, we live in our last days? That shit should happen back when slavery happened or something like that. And Holocaust and all type of shit like that. How is this in our last days? Because people killing each other. Like, it's crazy, but it ain't living in our last days crazy. Like, you seen some shit fall out the sky you never seen before and nothing like that.
No, I know
it's humans doing shit to humans.
People not like thinking for themselves.
Yeah.
They're using the internet as the vessel. And I was going to ask that, you know, like navigating through COVID, we had to do a lot of online shit.
Yeah.
Like our first interview was virtual. It had to be. So it's like from there, you kind of got to be active. You got to keep your audience engaged. You have to, because you're not outside. You ain't doing much events. Like you ain't in no concerts. You ain't doing that type of content. So how do you like balance out? Like you said, you take a few days where you don't even get on it, but like, why is that? Like, what does taking that time to yourself do for you? Like, just
that
tell
give me
people.
more time to do more productive shit. Cause I noticed that I'm on the phone and time will be going by and by. You'll be on the phone for hours just on Instagram and Twitter and shit. So I'll be like, I'm gonna put this shit down. I'm gonna work on this today. Let me get this done. Like write some shit down, really get it done. Cause you could be like, I'm gonna do this, and your mind, your intentions is to do it, but you'll be on the phone so much, they'd be over, and
addicting.
Then that's it.
It's so
It
addicting.
is addicting. Like that shit addicting. It's entertaining. It's informative at the same time, and it's like you be thinking, damn, I don't want to miss this. Like it's always something going on.
You make money on your phone.
Yeah, you
and
making
shit.
money
Like,
and all that. It's crazy.
It's mad hard, definitely hard. But I'm trying to find a balance for that too. Like as a media personality, like I have to engage, but like why? You feel me? Like, yo, I need a break, but like you gotta post content because if you don't, then it dies out. So like it's just like a really hard balance.
I think like what you should do is like have a schedule to post. You know,
like a calendar.
No, it's like an app that you could schedule posts. Like,
okay.
So you can say, all right, I'm gonna have this for Monday, this for Monday, this for Friday. Put it there, and then that's
that
it.
Way I don't gotta touch it.
Yeah.
Right. I just got an idea. Thank you. I really need to do that though because I need like my own I need my brain power. I can't always be on my phone because then, not to mention, I'm always on the computer.
Right.
So it's like, damn, I'm glued to two screens. Like I'm really not. I can't do it. I don't know how you do it. And then, not to mention, I'm listening to music in the midst of that. So like, I'm just fully distracted from everything I need to do because I'm just glued. Like, I just can't. I can't balance it out. But I just feel like you are very much productive, very consistent, and I think that's why we keep seeing you growing. Like literally month after month is something new, something that I'm realizing. Or even when you just hop on live and you say, "Who do y'all hear?" That's my favorite thing. When you ask us who we hear on his beats, I love that shit because you get to engage your audience. Like, yo, like, because what if you really played a beat and then got that person on the song? Like, I was there in that live where you make that happen. Like,
because it be different, like different ears, they give you different ideas. And I'm like, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, me saying that, like, I just did a record with Tory Lanez. My man commented on the live and was like, I didn't even think of him. Like, when I played the beat, I was like, damn, who should I get on this? He said, Tory Lanez. I played it for him. Like, first beat I played, he just straight hot right on that. So I'm like, yeah.
See, that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's why I keep doing it for.
And would you do stuff like beat battles? Not you in a beat battle, but like throw a beat battle or judge a beat battle?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. I be seeing a lot of those down here. You know, Atlanta good for that.
Yeah, I've been seeing them
studios.
Too. I got a good one.
No, for sure. I think Loud House be doing Loud House Studios. I don't remember the other studio at the top of my brain, but they happen down here. I think you should do them. Should definitely host one.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that for sure.
Nah, that would be lit. Cause then it would be like you get to see everybody that kind of like study you come out too. You have a little producer, somebody coming out like, yep, I met you, or I saw you XYZ, or I watched your work. Like, you should definitely do some engaging stuff like that. Cause I feel like it's just gonna stamp the fact that you stamp. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
So, where can we keep up with you at? Like, social media wise?
Keep up with me on Instagram, Twitter, at Dougie OTB. Yeah, like, I be posting stuff on the regular, so.
Yeah, like, nah, you should definitely keep going live, though. Like, engage people in that. I loved it. Rest in peace, DMX. I'm going back to that for a second. Just rest in peace, please. Like,
yeah, that's my guy. So, when I leave, that's all I'm playing. Next couple of days, DMX.
And it's Friday. I'm a real rough rider today. No, seriously. Thank you for talking to me. For the second time, y'all. Like I said, he's the first guest on this one. He was the first guest on the last one. This is legendary.
Yeah, I know I got you.
Yes.